So this is my digital height gauge. What this is here is a surface plate, and I've got an angle bracket there, an angle plate there. This digital height gauge here is quite expensive. It's got two different adjusting wheels on it. Turn it on and off there, and you'll see a measurement here. That measurement, when that blade there is touching the bottom, get it all in, that's better, has got to be 0. Okay, take your cut and filed piece of metal, okay, bring your height gauge up, make sure it's zeroed, bring your height gauge up and touch it on the top, gives you a measurement, 30.35. Okay, so we want a center line through this, so roughly that's going to be 15.2. okay, so I can bring that down to 15.4 there. I can tighten the top one, and then I can use this thumb screw here to just gently adjust. 15.19 is fine there, just so it's halfway. And then use the point, the sharp edge of the height gauge there to scribe your line through. Make sure you take it all the way through. All right, let me just turn this back on. So you can see now that I've got a center line, and that is going to be the same as the center line through the middle there. Now on your drawing, you've also got a center line through the middle of that hole there and the middle of that hole there. You could mark those out now as well at this point. So you've got a perpendicular edge there. Excuse this marking out, this is from another piece. We want to come 15 millimeters in and scribe a line. So now that we've got that there at 15.9, but we want the radius to be 15, so we can just slacken that off and just adjust this ever so slightly there, tighten that back up, place my metal vertically there and scribe that line there. Now the drawing also says that the holes are 50 millimeters apart, so if you wanted to, you could add that 50 onto your 15 and you'll get 65. So you can adjust these two here now to 65 millimeters. There, tighten the top one. Let me just check and see that. And then use this thumb screw to just adjust that down to as close to 65 as you can, and then tighten the bottom one there. Okay, and then what I can do is I can hold that tight up against there and I can scribe that line there. What I can also do then is put my flat down on there and check this with my ruler to make sure that I've got 50 millimeters between the center lines, and then I've got 15 millimeters there and there. Now the next step there now would be to mark out the radius. We can't drill yet because we haven't marked out our radius. So what we need to do is we need a little dent for the dividers to fit in, and that little dent there made with this, which is called a center punch, and this, which you're familiar with, is a hammer. You can put that little dent in there. It's a bit loud. This one here, you're not going to mark the radius on, but you are going to drill it. And one hit and one hit only. What you don't want to be doing is hammering that so there's lots of little dents all around it and the drill will sit in the wrong one. Don't hit it more than once, just line it up and hit it once, and you should end up with a nice little dent there. That little dent there is important, that little center punched mark is important, because the drill on metal will skip around on the surface and it could snap. That gives it something to bite into. Okay, once you've done that, this compass looking thing here is called the dividers. One leg should be sharper than the other ideally. Not essential, but you know, the legs are going to be sharp because you've got to scribe the metal with it. This has got to be set at 15 millimeters. Now you've measured and marked 15 millimeters to your end of your material from that center line there. Just to see that there, and it should be 15 millimeters centered. So my dividers, look, sits in that hole, and then I can scribe that line around the outside there, okay? What I like to do is I like to put it on a nice, if I can adjust this, a nice slippery surface, so that when my divider leg goes in, I can scribe that line. I don't like to turn the dividers, I like to turn the work. If you turn the dividers, you tend to twist them, and when you twist them, then these aren't very sharp. When you twist them, you tend to adjust the measurement, okay? So you can just about see, sorry about the bell, you can just about see my radius on there. I'll get a sharper one and I'll do it again now. Once I'm done with that, I'll file the radius on that, and I'll do a little video on that now.